The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. Jeff, there are so many juicy topics to sink our teeth into.
Yeah.
At the end of this, we will hand out a prize pack that includes. We doing lunch this week, Beef?
Yeah, we're hooking the Googans up with lunch this week with today's restaurant of the day, Woody's Barbecue. One lucky Googan at the end of the 10-minute drill will get $25 to spend at Woody's.
All right. So I peeked in two of my observations from Zion, who then went crazy and scored 17 straight points in the fourth quarter. Okay, so keep that in mind. He has the he has the look of a star. Okay. But I was watching the Pelicans, and they're like 11 games under 500, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Man, they got a pretty good team, Pross. They should be better than that.
Well, a couple things. Welcome to the NBA.
Yeah.
They've had guys injured and out all year. Like they have Ball for a stretch, and have Ingram for a stretch. You're right. As constructed with Holiday, Ball, Ingram, Hart.
Favors.
Zion,
Jackson Hayes is a good player.
He's a young guy. So they are going to be good. They're going to be very good.
J.J. Redick.
How about this? How about they're going to win the Anthony Davis trade? Is that possible?
Not if the Lakers win a title.
Do you know? Well, I'm not saying from the Lakers' perspective. The Pelicans certainly weren't winning a title with Anthony Davis. That was proven.
Brandon Ingram is a key player.
People don't, and I don't think people understand what Ingram is developing into. He's put some serious weight on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had games this year where he scored 45 points and 20 and last night, in fact, he had 22.
Holiday's a good player. I'm telling you, this is a good team, and it should be better. That's all I'm saying. I haven't watched them all year, obviously, but I've seen them before.
They really struggled out of the gates.
And I've watched this Jackson Hayes kid play. He's a pretty good player, man. I've seen him have some stretches where he looks really good, and he's a big man inside. So anyway.
I think people would be surprised, though, to know that Brandon Ingram's averaging 25 and a half a game.
Yeah.
They've played what? What have they played? 50-something games or no? It looks like Ingram.
I think even a smidge more.
No, they're 17 and 28, so figure it out.
That's 45.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. 45 games.
45. Ingram's played 40, so he's missed 5. Ball's missed more. But you're right. But they're also kind of in flux, right? The whole time. With
my other
Zion.
thought was Zion looks heavy to me, and I may be wrong. I don't know. I know he's a big kid.
Yeah.
And I know he's 285 pounds, and he looks. We've heard these stories about how they're training him to rerun and stuff, and he looks a little tentative the way he moves.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of limping around almost a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know.
Didn't quite have the hops. Like, there were a couple plays I expect him to go back up and dunk.
Maybe he doesn't want to, or maybe they tell him you don't have to in certain places.
It's worth asking Doc what he's feeling like. I don't understand a minute's limit. I mean, either your knee is good enough to play or it's not. That part was weird to me because they took him out late and they ended up losing the game. But anyway, fantastic start for Zion. Didn't do much in the first half, but he really had a surge in the fourth quarter that kind of stole the show. And well, I would be excited to be a Pelicans fan. You look at that roster and you see no way they're not like a 50-win team in the next couple of years.
There are a lot of quarterbacks in the news today, and I want to kind of draw some parallels, but it's interesting. Drew Brees, you had mentioned, said, I'm only playing for New Orleans or I'm not playing.
Right.
If you're a New England fan, why isn't Tommy saying that? Because Drew Brees is kind of in the same boat as Tom Brady, right?
Drew Brees is, I think, at this point better than Brady, but yeah, they've been. With
I'm not saying that's not the argument. I'm wondering why. Like, if you're a New England fan, is it fair to wish that Tom Brady was saying the same things as Drew Brees was saying?
I don't know if I would have a strong feeling one way or the other. Is it a New England fan? Is it fair to wonder why your organization isn't saying that?
Well, Kraft did come out and say it. That he wants Brady back.
Obviously, there's something going on with Brady and Belichick that's being untold at this point.
Next question is it the time right now if you're Sean Payton, because it's coming, Father Time's coming, and you want to get maybe ahead of it by a year? I think you're in the same boat.
Who are you going to play at quarterback?
Well, you got Teddy Bridgewater, you got Taysom Hill. I think you're in the
Taysom Hill. Would you rather, as a Saints fan, start Teddy Bridgewater over Drew Brees?
Not not right now, but Teddy Bridgewater's going to go be a starter in the NFL. He was 5-0 with this team. I think right now you're in the same boat as New England was when Brady and Garoppolo were on the team.
Except I don't think there's as high of opinion of their backups as there was of Garoppolo. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater's been out there three times and hasn't really,
He's going to get a starting job in the NFL, yes.
He is, but I don't think he's going to be as successful as Garoppolo is.
You don't think so?
I don't. I mean, based on what we've seen out of Teddy Bridgewater in his career, I think he's a starting quarterback caliber. That's fine. I just and maybe on a good team. We've never seen him on a good team, although the Vikings were decent.
Year. He went 5-0.
Bridgewater's one of those guys. It's a doggone dirty, rotten shame that he got hurt there going into year 2 because he had a pretty good first year, right? Didn't he take him to the playoffs?
Yeah.
And
his stats were never great, but he won.
Yeah.
It means something.
His stats weren't great in New Orleans this year compared to Drew Brees. Are you looking at him game log? I mean, it seems like it was a bunch of 200-yard, days. It seemed like.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he didn't throw for a lot of yards.
Drew Brees
22-12 as a starter.
As a record?
Yeah, he went 6-6 his rookie year in Minnesota. Then he went 11-5. Then he got hurt. Then he went to New Orleans where he lost one game, and then he was 5-0 this year with a 68% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yeah,
and
that's solid.
Yeah,
that's also
that's really good.
It's not better but it's not better than Brees.
No,
and I want to win now. I'm not going to.
Okay. I'm just saying.
If I have a Hall of Fame quarterback, like a documented top 5 level quarterback, I've got to stay with him if I'm trying to win now. And I think Brees is
I think
still
if Teddy Bridgewater was on San Francisco, the results would be the same.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Teddy.
I don't know.
I think Teddy Bridgewater.
Let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I
think Teddy Bridgewater. I think Teddy Bridgewater is every bit as good as Jimmy Garoppolo.
I just don't know how you can say that. I mean, if you look at what each has done at the top end of their career as a pro passer, it's just, nowhere close. I mean, this is
nowhere close.
I understand
in terms of how.
I understand your
in terms of stats or in terms
I understand
of
your argument right now because the 49ers just handed it off 1,000 times in the NFC Championship game. No, I mean for top end. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater ain't having a 5-touchdown game. Teddy Bridgewater ain't throwing for 350 yards. And by the way, tell me who Jimmy Garoppolo has in that passing attack who scares you.
George Kittle.
Correct. A tight end. Yeah. I mean, no outside. It's not like he's...
Debo Samuel's coming on.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's coming on, but he's not been a main...
the best running game in the league.
They have the best running game.
A guy named Blake Bortles looked pretty good when he had the best running game in the league.
But I'm talking about weapons in the pass game to accentuate your passing
I'm going
to
say it again, and I disagree with you. I think Teddy Bridgewater is every bit as good as Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think Teddy Bridgewater would have the San Francisco 49ers right there if he were the quarterback of
I know
the Niners.
I know who does have the Niners right there. Jimmy Garoppolo. So
I don't see that. I don't see the big diff though in the stats. I don't. I mean, he threw for 3,900, almost 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 picks this year, and in his 5-0 year, Jeff, with San Francisco, he had 7 touchdowns and 5 picks. And Teddy's 5-0. He had 9-2. That's better. So, different strokes for different
Teddy's 5-0. Hick, he was in his 8th year or 7th year in the league, and Garoppolo's was making basically his first 5 starts.
Teddy is in his 5th year in the league.
He's been around, dude. I'm saying
and he missed a whole year. He missed 2 years. So he's really only in his 3rd year as a starter in the league. And he's 27
much
years
further
old.
along. He's been in the NFL for, whatever. Okay.
Same age.
Agree to disagree.
Jimmy
on
Garoppolo's older.
I don't think that. I disagree that NFL GMs would take Teddy Bridgewater over Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
Because if they would, where's the trade effort for Teddy Bridgewater this year? Where is?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think
we'll see.
I think it's going to happen. But I'm just saying. I think it's interesting. The whole look. It's fun to dissect quarterbacks because.
It matters who you're with.
Yeah, there's so many variables. And so in the end, you just kind of go to optics.
The truth is, they're probably Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Bridgewater, Derek Carr,
now
Matthew
here's another
Stafford, Kirk Cousins. They're all the same.
I like this. This is good. This is because it's juicy. But I don't think Derek Carr is a great quarterback. If I was the Las Vegas Raiders, there I said it, of Oakland, or the Oakland Raiders. We now have 2 teams, by the way. The Oakland Raiders of Las Vegas via L.A. and the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles. Is that what we're doing now? Just so I'm clear? I think that's fine. I think that's proper drill protocol when referring to those teams. But I don't think Derek Carr is of that ilk. And others do, and that's fine. I don't know, man. It's something.
I mean, I just think your ilk gets a nice push-up when you have Michael Thomas playing receiver and not Tyrell Williams.
I don't disagree with that.
So
I don't disagree with that. That's part of it, though. It's all part of it. Anyway, my original point was, though, I wonder if at all in Saints headquarters, as Drew Brees, really one of his worst games of the year was his last game, the playoff game. He was not effective in that playoff game. And I wonder if behind closed doors, if Sean Payton and staff are talking about, do we let Drew go?
I don't
think so.
Yeah, I don't think
I agree with you. They want to win now. Drew Brees right now is your best option. But I do think at some point you're going to lose Hill and Bridgewater, and then the emphasis will be on finding a quarterback. So just something to keep in mind as we go.
They probably keep Hill.
Yeah. I don't know what his contract status is.
He ain't going to earn any money in free agency. Keep him cheap. He's not going to get quarterback money. He's not going to get receiver money.
Is he going to be a starter in the league? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know how good he is.
It might be just a perfect Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill's a restricted free agent.
Restricted. Okay. So I don't think anybody's going to jump on Taysom Hill and pay him gobs of money.
Splash contract.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And then the other big news is Friday, Eli Manning retires, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
There's some, there's some people, want to disagree with just about any take, and you can certainly drum up negative stats about Eli Manning.
Sure you can.
I'll give you that. But if you're a two-time MVP of the Super Bowl,
although I will not allow you to disparage Joe Willie Namath again on this program.
Yeah, he had just really not a good quarterback.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Very, very famous though. Very famous.
No, it's not about famous.
It is with Joe Willie.
No,
if you
it's
applied
not.
any kind of
you don't know the numbers and you don't understand the statistics of Joe Willie Namath.
Well, I do know the numbers. We went through them.
Yeah, you just took the numbers and spit them out and said they're not very good. You didn't.
Which
sit
is
there
absolutely
and say,
true.
Who was the first quarterback in the history of the game to throw for 4,000 yards in a season?
I know the answer
Joe
to
Willie
that.
Namath.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's famous. He's famous for that.
No, that means that's
Hick.
Dude,
in today's,
it's not today's.
I know it's not.
It was then.
I know it's not.
They didn't just hit the running back.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you think Joe Willie Namath would have had a 65% completion
No,
percentage?
what I think is, to fairness to my point, is I can go find John freaking Hadel's numbers, and he doesn't have that many more touchdowns than picks.
John Hadel in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, no, he's not.
You sure?
I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure John Hadel's not in the Hall of Fame. To me, though, forget negative stats.
Yes.
And by the way, Eli is going to make it in with some of those same negative stats that Joe had. I mean, 54% completion percentage in today's day and age is not great. He was only 117 and 117 as a starter, which is only 500 for Eli. But I don't buy that 117 and 117 because I think Eli proved that when he had elite talent, he could lead them to the ultimate prize.
If he had done it once, there would be a debate.
Sure.
The fact that he did it twice and beat all comers, beat the great, beat the Niners, beat the Cowboys, beat the Packers. It wasn't like, he danced around and he didn't really. No, he did it twice, and it'll be the same for Coughlin. The same conversation will be for Coughlin.
Well, speaking of Coughlin, here's what he had to say about Eli. An honor and a privilege to coach him, to go through the wonderful and magnificent moments they provided us all. He's not only is the quarterback of those great teams, so he's the MVP of those Super Bowls, an incredible big game performer. You talk about a guy that's great to coach, focused every day, took tremendous pride in preparing, practicing, great sense of humor, cynic in the locker room, but the guys loved him. They loved to play for him. They had an opportunity to play with him. They know what it's like to be with a guy with as much talent, grit, and determination. He goes into retirement of a great, great football giant. I and my coaching staff and our teams from 04 through 15, for me at least, my part, hold Eli in the highest respect. Congratulate him and his family. Speaking of Coughlin, Dan, I don't know, maybe it'll annoy me forever, but I wish there was a way we could put a stop to a false narrative that now just gets repeated as gospel. Beef, can you play the very first sentence of Doug Marrone when he was asked about this supposed newfound freedom to operate now that Tom Coughlin is gone?
I have great respect for Coach Coughlin, and I don't know if that's really fair to talk about freed up. I never felt like I was not free.
Okay. So either Doug Marrone is a bold-faced liar, or all you know-it-alls including our media brethren, who preface every story about Doug Marrone and Dave Caldwell with the disclaimer of now outside the shadow of Tom Coughlin. You guys are freaking embarrassing yourself for the facts. You really are. So write an opinion piece about how overbearing you think Tom Coughlin must have been, but stop reporting it as fact. Because the people who are supposedly been overborn don't say that. That's all. I mean, I'm just frustrated. Right. I'm not trying to. Tom Coughlin doesn't need me to speak for him. He's a big boy. He doesn't give a rat's rear end about all this nonsense. But it's just frustrating to, again, to read every column, to read every AP report.
It's
not fair.
I can give you a perfect example, and then we can end it. But you're right. There is no way that Tom Coughlin would have ever run a training camp like Doug ran his last year. Just no way.
And if he was overbearing, that would have changed.
And if he's overbearing, he would have said, you're not going to do that.
Thank you.
He obviously let him do that, and so there you have that. So, yeah, that's fair.
Do what?
Doc Murphy's coming up.
One more thing.
Yes.
You know me, when the rumor and innuendo get so far into my brain that I feel like it's more than just rumor. It's just something that hasn't been public yet. There's more and more of that out there that it will be to home games for the Jaguars in London.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right, and I think Mark Lamping would not have brought it up if it wasn't going to happen. Yeah. So you're greasing the wheels here.
I think it's to the point that there have actually been people told officially that it's happening.
I wouldn't shock me one bit.
Which sucks.
And they'll make that announcement at the State of the Franchise, would be my guess. And again,
I think this year's State of the Franchise, they should just show that, like, atom bomb falling on Hiroshima in 46.
I think hopefully the idea will be, and this is what I would ask for, is when they go to 17 games, it'll be the neutral game and a home game.
Hopefully.
That's the way I would look at it. That's what I'm looking for.
Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to this year's State of the Franchise. Happy to be out from under the shadow of that dictator, Tom Coughlin. We have a short presentation to get things started. I turn your attention to the overhead monitor. All right, thanks for coming. See you next year.
Oh, dear. Let's do caller number 4 right now at 641-1010. You want to go to lunch? Where are you going to lunch, Beef?
On us. You're going to lunch with $25 to spend at Woody's Barbecue, today's restaurant of the day.